Hi, I'm Paul McNamara. I'm the mayor of Escondido, and this is our weekly update to let you know what's going on in Escondido and the surrounding community with regard to the COVID-19 virus. I'm going to start today with a little bit of, I think, good news, and news that we should all remember because I think a lot of people are still in that uncertain feeling of what's going to happen, are we still going to be around, what's going on. Well, this past weekend, the Escondido Community Foundation actually lit the arch that's 40 by 108 feet across Grand Avenue. And they did it in honor of our first responders and frontline workers as a beacon of hope. Now, there's a little bit of a backstory that I'd like to share with you on that. The backstory is that we received an email from someone who said, you know, why are we not lighting the arch? And the reason for that was we initially, and when we say we, the city and the Escondido Community Foundation, were going to have kind of an official lighting ceremony. But what happened was the COVID-19 restrictions came in on how many people could come to a gathering, so it was decided to be put off. But what happened was people came up and said, you know, we ought to light this thing. And to me, it's a little bit like the flag at Fort McHenry. It's like a lot of those things. It is a beacon of hope. It's a reminder that Escondido was here before the COVID-19 virus, and it will be here after the COVID-19. And the other thing that I think is very important to point out is the arch was made possible by an anonymous donor through the foundation. There was no city money involved. Now, that arch is also, I think, symbolic of what our community is. And I just want to share a couple of things that have been going on. In the past few weeks, we have seen our community come together to help one another in the way that I think only Escondidans can do. There were local businesses supporting our frontline heroes in health care and public safety by delivering hot meals at no cost. Essential businesses making accommodations for our most vulnerable community members. Neighbors virtually reaching out to each other. People were making masks, delivering food, watching out for their neighbors. We should feel good about this. We asked you at the beginning to work together as a community, and we have. And I think we're seeing the results. I also would like to thank you again, and I'll say this probably every week, for being compliant and taking the federal, state, and local orders seriously. Now, this is important because when you look at some of the other cities that's going on in the county, I think they've had to take some draconian measures. And we haven't, and that's because Escondidos are working together as a community. And so I also would like to share a big thank you to our essential workers who are keeping our community safe, fed, supported, and providing Escondido with the things our city needs to keep moving. Now, if you've been following the news like me, you've heard or seen Governor Newsom share this week that residents' adherence to the stay-at-home orders and social distancing guidelines has bent the curve in California. So it's important that we continue to stay home, wear a facial covering when leaving your home, and practice social distancing. Essentially, we need to stay the course. As a reminder, the stay-at-home order is still in place in San Diego County. And I know that's tough because the weather has been great now that the rains have stopped. But your continued cooperation is imperative for us to continue to lessen the impact of COVID-19. Now, here's a couple quick reminders about Escondido. All city facilities are still closed to the public with a few exceptions. A full list of those exceptions can be found on our COVID-19 webpage. And now another quick reminder about our parks and recreation. Dixon Lake, Daly Ranch, and Lake Wolford are completely closed until further notice. All parking lots, play structures, tennis facilities, basketball and volleyball courts, ball fields, golf, disc golf, and other active recreation areas remain closed. The only permitted activities in our parks are walking, hiking, jogging, and bicycling for residents within walking distance of the park. But we do have a virtual recreation webpage that has virtual resources for health, wellness, and enrichment for all ages to keep you active and engaged from home. So I'd invite you to go to www.recreation.escondido.org. Also, the city's dedicated COVID-19 information and resources page is being updated with the latest information. So please, don't trust social media. Go to our city's webpage. It's too important. And I know people mean well on social media, but the ground truth is at the city website. You will find a section there dedicated to ways you can support our local businesses. And that website is www.escondido.org for all official and vetted city information. I'd also ask you to continue to follow the city's official social media channels. That's at City of Escondido on Facebook and Instagram, and at Escondido_California on Twitter. Now, one other thing I'd like to talk to you about is the economic impact of this COVID-19. We are not quiet, or we understand that there are a lot of people being furloughed. And we know that this will have an economic impact across a spectrum of industries. And what we've been doing is we've been working with government at the state, county, and federal level as to how we can offer relief. And we're working on this package. We're not unaware that there are people out there in the city right now who are suffering because they don't have an income. And we're going to do our level best to make sure we get through this as a community. So I don't want you to feel that you're abandoned, even though it may be difficult right now. But there is hope. We will get through this. We will find a way. So please stay with us. Keep the faith. We'll get through this as a community, and we'll look back on this as one of those stories we'll be telling our great-grandchildren. With that, I'm going to end with thank you for being Escondidans. And what do I mean by that? By being a community, by keeping yourselves safe, by taking care of your neighbor, and by being kind. And with that, I'll end with thank you and God bless you.